No nostalgia in this anime yet, despite having girls with guns and cool cars. This is not an OVA from before the turn of the millennium, so no old aesthetics here. Yeah, it's been a while since I've made a proper slice of life video, huh? Well, I wouldn't say that this anime is a complete slice of life, but right, you understood me. Girls, guns, and coffee? Even though it's been a while since its initial hype, I'm sure Licorice Recoil is still very fresh in the minds of many of you. It's been a long time since I even tried to follow anime like this of the season, because of limited time and laziness. So when everyone is talking about the new anime of the moment, I'm there having fun with anime old enough to drive, because they have already settled on the community in their little defined positions, so I can already know more or less what I'm going to watch, right? But as you have seen a few times here on the channel, I check out more recent things from time to time, but there are those animes that when they come out, I make a mental note of, yeah, okay, maybe it's interesting, I will watch it later. Licorice Recoil was not one of those. Honestly, seeing the hype outside of the anime and absorbing by osmosis everything that people said without paying much attention, I kind of didn't have much interest in watching it. I've been through enough beautiful season animes that try to mix slice of life with action stuff, but that just hit their heads on the ground, and this would be just one more. Yeah, everyone has priorities. I have other things that I'm more interested in watching first, like Yanasage Opantsu. But these days, yeah, okay, I think I'm going to watch it, and the first scene has already disappeared with all my fears about this war. Then yeah, it has its problems, some small nonsensical things that you can't think about too much, but just a good execution of a stupid idea like, what if high school girls, hear me out, were trained in armored combat? It would be cool, right? This execution alone is enough for you to appreciate the audacity of whoever created and put this forward, and really managed to make an interesting story with this silly premise. It's really cool, it's great to watch or read. It's fantastic when they use a concept that is way out there to make something extensive that people would simply throw aside just because it doesn't make much sense at first. Similarly to Gunsmith Cats, here we follow a girl with black hair and her combat partner who has short blonde hair. Yeah, that could be considered blonde, right? Yeah, I think so, right? They have a very close relationship with the organization called DA that takes orphaned children and trains them as agents to combat violence and keep Japan clean and safe. And the girls are mean, made a wrong move, wondered about a weird thought, bingo, silenced pistol, take it to the corner, there was no one there, good. This is Nishikiki Chisato, a former DA Licorice agent who now works in a cafe. And this is Inoue Takina, who has just been transferred from the organization because she disobeyed orders and went around machine gunning terrorists anyway. Nice premise, huh? Two killing machines, now working on an aesthetic cafe. So here we experience the balance of both things, a calm part in which we follow their almost normal lives and the part where they go on hitman missions. Because of this juxtaposition, even if in reality they really aren't, because of these calm moments of slice of life, the violent scenes and gunfights kind of give off a bigger, visceral impression, and you feel a lot of the weight of each action, perhaps much more than you normally would, and perhaps even if Chisato's personality tries to show you the opposite of that, which makes her even more amazing, right? It's really cool to see how they balance both lives and try to keep a sane head throughout it all. It won't be easy, but they try, and you really enjoy the whole journey and the problems that appear along the way. The anime is almost divided in two parts. At the beginning, you have more slice of life with some moments of action, while the middle to the end is the exact opposite. So if you came for the slice of life, you will start off liking it, and maybe you won't find the talk about guns that cool. But if you came for the part about girls shooting guns, maybe you won't like it too much when they decide to make poop-shaped parfaits, but the rest you will probably like. So it's a bit of a fine balance between liking, not liking, anyway. Guys, that's not how cars work. There's no way a hacker could hit your gas pedal out of nowhere, especially if it's a little Honda like this. The thing is physical. You have to press the little pedal, you know. There's no way the guy can press the little pedal through a small screen. And why the hell there's a screen in a car from 1980? You are not trying to tell me that the people who prepared the secret organization Escape Vehicles bought an infotainment system from eBay just to install in the car that they are going to explode soon, right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You can't think too much about some stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of situations like that don't make much sense, and it's not just about cars. It affects your enjoyment a little, but I think you kind of have to turn it off and just enjoy and stop being annoying just because a cell phone in real life wouldn't vibrate itself about 7 centimeters on the counter and fall to the floor, because those moments are very banal things that are just used to move the story forward and make things more evident and fluid. And it's not an anime that seeks reality like that, especially because we are on that crazy premise, right? And since we mentioned cars, I'm not going to let this opportunity pass. It's damn cool to see an anime using real cars, and not a bunch of nameless blobs or advertising the Jeep Cherokee. Everything becomes much more interesting and makes things much more lively when you see a car that actually exists that could be used like that. And all of this has a variety without having a specific brand thrown in your face. There are almost all the main Japanese brands, but also other brands too. There was even a Jag, which is very cool. And boy, the way the world is turning, we all need a Subaru like this red one. Creature took more shots than Demolition Ranch Hammer and still drove away. After a few episodes, either the bodywork guys in Japan are insanely efficient, or the car regenerates, or they brought another clean one just to make it more beautiful so we can see the peak of cars that not even a shot can stop. I'm already talking about the details again, right? Anyway, about the story, you really enjoy spending the time with that different team, but because of the story trying to balance both types of story in one, some things get tangled up and become a bit meh. Some parts of Slice of Life could be better if they didn't pay attention to Random Terrorist number 27. And also the other side, some action parts would be better if they didn't pay attention to girl shopping, and the main ones who suffer from this are the characters outside of the immediate ones. Many of them don't stink or even smell, because they are not developed or don't have enough time to grow. They try to play a lot with the idea that there isn't just one evil to fight, which is a very cool idea, but in the middle of that, the villains are, well, dull as a result. Gobota is so boring that even though he plays a crucial part in the story, it would have been better for him not to have existed. And this guy... who is this guy again? And then we arrive at the quote-unquote main villain, Majima. Yeah, he's a really okay character and doesn't provoke any different feelings. Yeah, he will just be another plain villain. But after that scene in the apartment drinking coffee, he becomes much more interesting and fun to follow, despite not having very strong motivations at the best of times. But somehow, he's convincing. In the end, I was already agreeing more with him than with the rest of the people. Ah man, let the girl go. Let her go berserk on the people who hurt Chisato. Let her go, man. But anyway, with everything, Licorice Recoil gives the impression that it is an anime that tries to do a lot of things, but none of the things that it tries to do are the best of all. But none of these things are bad in any way. And perhaps because they don't reach such a great peak when they are all together, it gives the impression that the story isn't a big deal, especially from the outside. But when you watch it, or if you are interested in reading it, you see that the story is very entertaining, even with all its flaws. And because of some subjects very present in the story, I'm sure it will be a very important and memorable story in many people's lives. And if Kojima likes it, it's because it's not bad, right?